Hi, and welcome back to Increase Microsoft and Google Suite Knowledge. The BeWell project is aiming to shaping the health and care workforce of tomorrow by addressing the need to prepare the health and care workforce for green and digital solutions introduced in the European health and care system to ensure that they can respond to current and future challenges. Today, we will discuss about managing and analyzing healthcare information using Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets in healthcare. My name is Monica Prezak. I work within the Department of Public Health at Babeș-Bolyai University in Cluj-Napoca, and we are one of the BeWell project's partners. The learning objectives and outcomes targeted of this part of the training program is aimed towards creating and importing a basic spreadsheet and use it for data collection, entering data, applying a number format, creating formulas, sort out and filter data, analyzing data and performing various calculations, and sharing our work and collaborating with other team members. The EQF level that is targeting is number 5. The first part of the training program will cover the opening, a brief overview on Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets, data protection and benefits for the healthcare staff, and Microsoft Excel, where we will discuss about creating and importing a basic spreadsheet, entering data, formatting and creating formulas, sorting out data and analyzing data, and performing various calculations. Microsoft Excel is a very powerful tool for collecting, analyzing, and extracting meaning from large volumes of data. It also works very well for simple calculations and tracking almost any type of information. Using a grid of cells arranged in numbered rows and letter-named columns, you can organize data manipulations like arithmetic operations. It has a set of functions that can answer statistical as well as financial needs. The key to realizing its full potential is the cell grid. Cells can contain numbers, text, or formulas. Put data into cells and group them into rows and columns. This allows you to add data, sort, filter it, put it into tables, and build greater looking charts. Microsoft Excel is part of the Microsoft Office or 365 package, available to install either on a particular computer or to be used while being online. While Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application included as part of the free web-based Google Suite offered by Google, Google Sheets is available also as a web application or a mobile app for Android and iPhone and Microsoft Windows. These applications allows users to create and edit files online while collaborating with other users in real time. Edits are tracked by edit made by user, along with a revision history. Where an editor is making changes is highlighted with an editor-specific color and cursor. A permission system regulates who can access the specific file and what kind of changes they can make. Google Sheets is available to users with a Google account. It is important to mention that these two tools are compatible and you can export files from one tool to the other. Some examples of usage of Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets in the healthcare field are the organization and management of patient data or other medical data, for example, part of a clinical hospital management system, patient surveys and feedback, patient registration to studies or appointments, medical research, epidemiology in contact tracing using the data collected in the previous training with a form, administrative staff assessments or feedback forms, and of course creating graphs or charts. And now I would ask you for a quick reflection moment. Think of 2 practical examples for using Excel or Google Sheets in the epidemiology and management of patient data that could make your work easier. Now, share it with us. What have you thought about? Now, regarding data protection and IT security, as Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets can be used for collecting data and analyzing that set data, it is of utmost importance that you can use them while respecting entirely the GDPR regulations and medical confidentiality regulations valid in your country and at European level. For example, when sharing Excel documents containing patient data, the information should be anonymized, and you should be careful who can access it. The use of these digital tools helps in respecting the data protection regulations and the IT security of the medical software systems as they are standardized. Not only that they are standardized, but they are traceable and can be integrated within any complex medical software system or platform. To learn more on data protection, please see the data protection or cyber security training within our project, or also for analyzing larger group of data, please check our data analysis training. Now let's discuss about Microsoft Excel and its basic functionalities. For the very basic functionalities in Excel, such as creating a new workbook, entering data, inserting or deleting rows and columns, moving or copying cells and cell contents, creating and formatting tables, saving a worksheet, printing a worksheet, we have made a selection of links to useful videos or instructions created by Microsoft, especially for beginners, and we attach them at the end of the training module. For illustrating the benefits of using Microsoft Excel, we will refer to the example that we have used in the previous training, namely collecting data using Microsoft and Google Forms. And we will use the data that we have supposedly collected using a patient data. And for that, we will have 4 categories: self-assessed health status, height, weight, and BMI, body mass index. For adding data to this table, we have 2 options. We can either import data that we already have, or we can insert it by typing it in. For example, if we have collected data with a form as we have proposed in the previous training, you can go to data and you have this handy ribbon that you can get data from file, from database. Let's say data that you have collected and you just want to import it. You can import it from here. Let's say that a patient that first answered assessed their health status with a 5, has a height of 1.8 meters and a weight of 90 kilos. For BMI, we will do a quick formula and we will find out that his BMI is exactly on point of 25. And now we will see into how we can apply a number format. To distinguish between different types of numbers, add a format, such as number, date, percentage, etc., to your specific cell or row. If you know that in a column you want to input only date type of entries, you can format that column specifically so. For example, I will just put 7/9/23 because this is a number that comes to my mind, but this in reality is a date, and you can format that date quite easy if you go to number and then select short date, and you will see that that will format it as such. Or if you want a long date, it will write the month, and you can select this from the right lower corner and you can apply this formatting to the entire column. Another way of formatting the data that you enter is by right-clicking on the cell that you want to format and go to Format Cells and selecting the category that you want to input. For example, General, with no specific format, a number that will accept only numbers, currencies, and you have different type of currencies that you can input, from US dollar to Tatar to then you can see that the list is quite large. From accounting, if you use this within your accounting department in a hospital, date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, then text, special, or custom. Now let's see how we can create a formula. Let's go back a bit when we created the formula for BMI. You see here that the result is 25, but if we go here, you see that there is a formula. Let's do it again. In order to insert a formula, you always should start with the equal sign, and this will tell Excel that you are doing a formula. After that, you can select the first cell that is of interest to you. In our case, it's weight. Weight will be divided by the square of the height. So in order to tell Excel in which order they should do the math operations, you should put a parenthesis at the cell that is of interest to you, add the operation, so multiply it by 2, and then click enter. And this is the formula that will be done every time when you insert your numbers. And if you want to copy this formula to all the cells that will follow, you just have to click into the right lower corner and then drag it down. And you see that now we have an error because there are no numbers into those cells, but once you will start filling it in, it will correct itself. For example, if you have a person of 100 kilos and 1.6 meters, it will have a BMI of 31.25. So it's an obese person, and so on. Additionally, Excel helps us with our formulas. If you go to formulas, you see that there are several formulas that are suggested, starting from AutoSum, where you have the most commonly met formulas: sum, average, count numbers, max, min. Some of these formulas are being shown right here as well. So if you select the numbers, you will see that their sum is 193.4. There are 4 numbers that are being included, and the average is 48.35. And now let's see how to filter data in a table. Let's say that we have here more than one patient and they have quite different self-assessed health status. And I will just quickly input here some numbers. For example, if you want to select only those that have the best health status, you should first select the entire column by clicking here. So you see that this arrow appeared. Then you will go to sort and filter, and you will click on filter. And now you see that a new arrow appeared. You should click on that and then deselect, select all, and click on 5. And now only those with a self-assessed score of 5 appears. So once again, select the entire column, go to sort and filter, click on filter, and then select only those that you want to see in your table. In our case, those with a self-assessed health score of 5. Now let's go back and select all of our answers. And now let's say that we want to see what is the total weight of our sample. Let's do a quick AutoSum. Select all your answers that you want to include in your calculation, go to formulas, AutoSum, and you will see that here we will have the answers.